Welcome to my world. Another day, another time, another period for knowledge acquisition. Knowledge is power, health is wealth. Today's topic has to do with the recent happenings with WHO, World Health Organization, and it's titled WHO Lowest Child Deaths and Touch Infection. My effort today is geared towards exposing the effort of the medical fraternity and especially the medical laboratory scientists towards this achievement of this great height, where the experience of the lowest infant mortality rate ever happening in the history of World Health Organization. The World Health Organization is seen as midwifing all the health organizations, institutions, from primary, tertiary to tertiary institutions, and most of these reports are sent and collated by WHO. The findings are extensive, but what is the role? What impacts are the professionals, especially medical laboratory scientists? What is their impact in this great achievement? Introduction. WHO is World Health Organization and is the world organ responsible for a healthy world. It has its goals and objectives which they achieve by setting targets, like, for example, eradication of meningitis by 2030, apart from other long-term goals. They are able to monitor and evaluate, so they could celebrate this latest milestone of the lowest global infant mortality before 5 years of age, dropping to 4.9 million, the lowest in history in 2022. The medical teams that achieve all this will not be mentioned, but ordinarily, any achievement in the health sector is ascribed to medical doctors. Meanwhile, there are other medical health professionals performing various roles to make the feat a possibility. We have the medical laboratory scientists, the nurses, the pharmacists, the image scientists, to mention a few. The medical laboratory scientists are in the background and they play prominent roles in the confirmatory diagnosis of touch infections that usually cut short babies' lives in the womb and also outside the womb, pre and post natal investigations. If you don't mention our names, we would make effort to popularize the medical laboratories scientists' efforts. Now let's look at the investigation usually done by medical laboratory scientists. These has the acronym of touch infection. The term touch infection is acronym from T. toxoplasmosis caused by Toxoplasma gondii, others syphilis, hepatitis, varicella zoster, R for rubella, C for cytomegalovirus, and H for herpes simplex. These are investigations that are usually done pre-natal, so that if there is any of these infection in the mother, so that it does not affect the baby, it is quickly corrected either by vaccinations or other medications, and the baby can survive. Yes, vaccination plays a very important role in decreasing the infant mortality, making sure that these babies do live beyond 5 years. And the 7 vaccine series provided immunizations against diphtheria, pertussis, tetanus, polio, measles, mumps, rubella, hepatitis B, Haemophilus, influenza B, chickenpox or varicella zoster, and pneumococcal infection. All these infections are really debilitating and could affect the life of the baby. It could even cut it short or make their life very miserable. That is, these are all congenital problems. The vaccines helps to really remove them and allow them to live for longer period, because they have no immunity, self-immunity against these viruses, parasites, even bacteria that are causing these various infections. In an effort to do justice to the middle level manpower or even the low level manpower, the UNICEF comment is more or less doing a disservice to other contributors to this great feat. And that's why this emphasis on medical laboratory scientists is coming out in this video. Let us just read the comment of the UNICEF Executive Director, Catherine Russell. She said, behind this number lies the stories of midwives and skilled health personnel helping mothers safely deliver their newborns, health workers vaccinating and protecting children against deadly diseases, and community health workers who make home visits to support families to ensure the right health and nutrition support for children. So that is where the reason to know more about the other health professionals that are at the background. They also need the publicity. The world map. When you look critically at this world map, you will see that there are colors. All those areas that have light yellow colors are areas where children live beyond 5 years of age. That is where the feat was really achieved. But when you look those areas with darker red and co, you will discover that these are countries including Nigeria, Africa mainly, and some part of Asia, where the children do not survive up to 5 years of age. That is, the population of those children killed, do I say, that are dead before 5 years are high in all those areas. And when you look critically, you want to now put some factors. Let us consider certain factors that could be responsible for these nations, these countries being unable to reduce infant mortality to the level that WHO wants to celebrate. Let us look at the militating factors against achieving this reduction in infant mortality rate. One of them is poor facilities, poor remunerations of all these professionals, poor condition of service, professional disharmony where doctors and medical laboratories and nurses, they do not want to see face to face, so stay together and form a united team that will help the process to achieve it. Poor economy, that country is usually poor. That's an inadequate vaccination. You can also put other factors, especially the quality controls of the laboratory, where they cannot, when a country is poor, it cannot even meet the basic laboratory requirements. A look at these countries that are performing wonderfully well, that with reducing the infant mortality, how the countries rank highly in terms of health facilities and coverage are in those countries that have achieved reduced infant mortality rate that WHO is celebrating. They all have complementary equipment and laboratories. Mention countries like Norway, very high in ranking, Switzerland, United Kingdom, United States of America, Northern Ireland, Netherlands, Canada, United Arab Emirates, so many other countries. And these people keep employing professionals, health professionals, that will make the health service better and better continually. Finally, why celebrating this novel achievement? Because it is a great thing to have children not dying very young again. The experience of our parents, those old days during the agrarian period, where they have to really have so many children because they know many will die before they are of age, before they probably even reach age 3. But now we are having great number of children surviving. The fear of infant mortality is therefore reducing in these developed countries. But if the achievements could be transferred to the developing countries of the world, then the world will now be heading towards a more vibrant society, because the youth are very energetic and purpose prayed up, they are purpose driven, and the height that the world would attain is just unimaginable. But regardless, let us check these findings and use it to tell our governments, of various governments of these developing countries, exactly what is needed to be done.